Who's Molly?
She was a friend.
I don't ever remember you talking about her before.
Well, she was a friend.
Lorne, you were friends with a little girl on MySpace?
No. Well, she was 15 when I met her. She was 19 last time I talked to her. This is when I got incarcerated. Before that.
How did you become friends with her?
I met her on the country music chat room. She was from Maine. They had country music chat rooms for every state. You go to different states, and they'd have country music chat rooms in every state.
Okay.
And I lived in Maine at the time.
Did you meet her?
No.
Did you try to? Because I just want to let you know, Lorne, I love you and I respect you, but there's more information about Molly than you know that's out there, so I just want to know from your point of view.
What information is there about Molly?
I'll tell you, but I don't trust that you'll tell me the truth. So I'm not going to tell you until afterwards.
Didn't. Okay, you paused it, right?
It's paused. She might have written on the forum after doing a search for your name and told the forum a few things. Not that I believe her, but really no reason for her to lie. There is a reason for you to lie, though. That's kind of, I with all due respect, but knowing your patterns when it comes to this stuff, I'm curious.
Me and Molly were going to try to be boyfriend and girlfriend. But with the way she acted, she was just too young at the time, and we both talked about it and decided not to. So I was a good friend with Molly for 4 years.
Okay. She said that you guys were friends, but you were inappropriate at times during the chats with her.
Yeah, she was too.
Well, yeah, but she was a little girl. Don't you fucking dare. Hear me?
I just said I know. I just said I know.
Good. We can move on if you want.
I think I want to stop there tonight.
You can't just throw a fit because I asked a question about something in your past. It wasn't a problem that you talked with Molly, but I know, like you can't assign responsibility to a little girl. Even if she was the first one, even if she turned her camp on and she was naked, even if she did all of that, I'm just saying, like, please be aware that you just said, well, she did first and she did too. But, you know, she's little, sweetie. She was just a kid.
I did try to neglect responsibility.
I think we can, I think we shouldn't quit tonight. I think because this girl, you could have met up with her and hurt her in the way that you were planning to meet Kayla, Lorne.
I know.
And I'm glad that you didn't.
What stopped you?
What stopped me? Because she was underage.
Well, but you said that you were going to try to be boyfriend and girlfriend with her. Did you already tell her that you loved her and all that stuff?
No, not right off the bat.
Well, no, not right off the bat, but while you were still talking to her, because you were already about 32.
Yeah.
And she was 15. So I'm wondering if the conversation was pretty much the same as what was happening here.
No, with me and Molly, it was completely different. She talked to me about her boyfriend and her family and problems in her family. I was the one that she would talk to about all of her problems.
And right. So there was more conversation there. Obviously, we know Kayla was there just to be like a shell of a teenage girl. And Molly was a real girl, so she's going to have more going on in her life.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how the boyfriend and girlfriend situation came up between the two of you.
That was just at the beginning.
How did that start? I know you're saying that you were in a country music chat room. So how did it start that you guys were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
Well, we started talking. It wasn't the first night. I don't remember exactly when, but I sang, and she liked my singing, and she's asshole ticket of like Kenny Chesney, and I used to sing songs that she liked because she liked country music, because she liked Kenny Chesney.
Okay. So then how did the boyfriend-girlfriend thing start?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly how that started.
Okay. So I'm really curious because I'm wondering how it could get from I like your singing to we're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend.
I don't know. I don't remember if
What
it was her that. I don't remember if it was her that mentioned it or if it was me.
Okay. So then how...
The more we both thought about it, there was like 3 years that she had to wait before her and I could see each other. And the more we thought about it, it's just like that was a long time for her to have to wait during her teenage years in high school. So we just decided against it, and we remained friends. And I still think the world of her today. She's a very special person.
Did she mention that she posted in our forum a few years back wanting to discuss, like you were, Lorne, you gave her your last name too. You wanted to marry her and all this stuff, she said. And the reason I believe her is because you've done that to every female besides me that I know you've talked with. And I'm wondering if remembering about Molly, if it's so difficult because it's reminding you that you actually might have a predilection for little girls, for younger girls. You celebrated that Kayla had not yet grown any pubic hair, or not that much. And then there's a 15-year-old that you wanted to be her husband, and there's Kayla, and then the other chats, allegedly, I don't know because you don't remember them, that you had with the other Disney girl and Kimmy Cocoa Puff. And it's paused, but I'm just wondering if you understood that is a part of you. It's not something that goes away.
I didn't understand any of it then.
What about now?
Well, now I understand that's not what I want. But I've always wanted an adult woman. What exactly happened? I'm still fighting, trying to understand it all. Figure out just exactly where I went wrong, and when my thought process started going off.
How many others have you talked to?
Molly's the only other one that I ever talked to that was underage.
Why would Molly be the only other one?
Well, because, no, there was one other one. She was 17. It was Melissa.
Melissa, where was she at?
She was in Maine.
She was in Maine?
Her too. Yeah, she had a lot of problems.
And how did you meet her?
On the internet. She was in a chat room. I think she was in a country music room or a main room or something like that.
Okay. And then did you ever meet her?
I did.
Okay.
Her and her friend came over to meet me when my nephew was there. Todd was actually
came over to your...
Over to my house.
They went to your house?
Yeah, but I think she was like 19 at the time that she came over.
So you talked to her for 2 years?
I think I actually talked to her 3 years, I think. And the last I knew, she was in Wisconsin or Montana or somewhere around there.
Okay, so... Well, yeah, but this is way after. We're talking about when this was happening.
When that was happening, I was just talking to her. I wasn't anything.
Okay, so when she came over to your house, What happened then?
Nothing. Her and her friend sat in the chair, and me and Todd talked to them for a little bit, and then they left. Todd was around her age.
Todd was around whose age?
I think Todd was around. Actually, I think Todd was a year older than them. I think.
How old was she really? We're not
When she
recording
came
right
over,
now, Lauren. This is the time for you to
when
be
she
really
came over,
honest.
she was. I just told you when she came over, she was 19.
Well, the issue that I'm having is a lot of times you lie, and I understand why you are, because you're scared. But this is the time for you to be honest with me.
Okay, I'm being honest. If she wasn't 19, she was 18. She was of age.
So you talked to her for 2 years, so she was really 16 when you started talking to her, if that was the case.
Yeah, maybe she was 16. She might have been 16.
Okay.
But if she was 16, she was close to 17. She didn't just turn 16.
Well, I know, the thing that I noticed is that a lot of times the guys would say stuff like, she's almost 14 or she's almost this, because then it doesn't sound as bad. It sounds like she's a little bit older than just saying she's 16, she's 17. It's better for them to say she's almost 17, she's almost 18. So what happened after that?
Nothing. I never saw her again
Why didn't you?
because we were just friends.
Then why wouldn't you see her again, unless you were thinking when she came over to meet you or when you started talking to her that you were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, she was hurting when I first met her. She was not in a good position when I first met her. So when I first met her all along.
Did you have any feelings of wanting to be her boyfriend though, even though she had a lot of problems?
I don't know if I did at all.
Maybe that brought something out in you, like, I can protect her, I can help her out, and so that started some romantic feelings.
Well, maybe it did. I don't know. I know I helped her out a lot, being someone to talk to, because she had a boyfriend, and when I met her, she didn't have a boyfriend though. I think it was like a year later she had a boyfriend, and she talked to me a lot about him.
Okay.
She was really confused about things.
Do you think she might have been more around Molly's age when you started talking to her?
I started talking to her. No.
Okay. So what would make you talk to somebody for 2 years? That's a really long time, especially if they're in the same state as you and you're feeling romantic toward them. What would make you wait that long?
Then,
Yeah.
It's kind of like with Amanda. Amanda.
Amanda James.
Yes.
Okay. So how is she like Amanda James?
Well, she wasn't like Amanda James the way that I was. With Amanda James, it was 2 years with her. And I waited 2 years. I didn't date anyone or anything.
Okay, so when you were talking to Melissa, who was probably about 16, you're thinking you didn't talk to anyone because you didn't want to cheat on her?
No. I was talking to other people. I was talking to Molly at the same time I was talking to Melissa. I was also going out and stuff like that, too.
Okay, well, you said that she was like Amanda.
I said I was like Amanda. 2 years, not going out with anyone or anything like that. That's how I just talked to someone not doing it. But with Melissa,
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Just burnt through Melissa. I don't know. I get lost somewhere there. You asked me. All right. You asked me how I could go 2 years with just talking to someone.
Yeah, when you were talking with Melissa, because I get Amanda. She was in Pennsylvania. You were all the way out in Washington, so it wasn't like you could just go and meet each other. I understand that. But when it came to Melissa, she's in Maine, you're in Maine. Talking to someone for 2 years, especially a teenager who's pretty much going to bail, pretty quickly. What made you want to talk to her for that long?
Just because she needed a friend to talk to. Her and I were friends. We did like each other.
Okay. What made you have an interest in her?
Yeah, well, it took a while, but no, it just maybe it was just because of where she turned to me for advice and stuff.
Okay. So she needed
That might have
you.
been part of it. Yeah, maybe that was part of it.
Did you guys exchange pictures and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Okay. Was there
we
anything?
didn't. No, We didn't exchange that many pictures. I think I only got
Okay.
like 3 or 4 pictures of her.
Okay. Were any of them a little provocative?
No,
They were just straight pictures.
just straight pictures of her face, not even of her body.
Okay. What did she see of you?
She saw me on cam.
Oh, you had a cam back then too.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Before you even ask it, I know what you're gonna ask. No,
Why not?
I don't know. Because we were just friends.
Yeah, but you were saying that you were feeling romantic toward her.
Yeah, I wasn't the same person back then either.
Well, yeah, but if you're feeling romantic towards someone, that's more than a friendship. So you're gonna want to be intimate with them, or at least talk about being intimate, and that showing yourself would be something that you're sharing with people that you have that type of an interest with.
Yeah, but never went there with me, Melissa.
And I'm not here to judge you, Lauren. I really want to talk this out so that you can get it out on the table. I think that you've been holding this stuff in for a really long time. And I know that going through this chat is really hard to do because right now you're reading it to an adult. And that has to be hard. So when I'm talking to you about Melissa and Molly, I really want to know what type of conversations that you were having then, because it sounds like the experiences that you were having on the internet were going in a really bad direction.
Yeah, I noticed that, but there wasn't anything bad about Molly or Melissa.
What would make you stop it with them, but you went forward with Kayla?
I don't know.
Did Molly and Melissa ever tell you that they weren't interested in seeing your cam or your naked body or anything like that?
Did they ever tell me that they weren't interested in seeing me? No.
Yeah. Or did they ask to see you?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember if they did at all.
Is it pretty likely that
Molly
they
had a
did?
cam. Molly had a cam, and I saw Molly on cam too.
Okay. So what happened when you guys were camming together?
We talked.
So you talked the same way, like how you were typing with Kayla at the same time you were on cam and she was typing to you
No,
at the same time. So you both were
no.
doing the same thing. What do you mean?
We were talking.
Oh, you were
On the
oh,
cam.
you were talking over the microphone.
We were talking over the microphone. And we'd also call each other and talk to each other on the phone too.
Oh, okay. And you would be sitting there on the camera?
No, because my computer wouldn't let me have the cam and the microphone on at the same time.
Oh, okay. So what did you used to do when you're talking to either Melissa or Molly and you would start to get turned on because you would be having romantic feelings toward them?
I don't know. I know I'm feeling uncomfortable with the conversation.
What is that?
So I know I'm feeling uncomfortable with the conversation.
Yeah, I can imagine that you would feel uncomfortable. But I'm not uncomfortable.
You know, the one on the table here.
I understand. The thing is that it's really important to analyze this type of stuff so that you can see where things started. You can see where your first experiences came from, where your interest and how you kind of knew how to navigate these types of relationships online. Because I have to tell you, when going through this chat, even so far, there's so much that you knew had to do already as far as keeping yourself hidden. Because I know that you were scared. It must have been a really scary thing.
All right, hold on. Hey, let me use the bathroom.
Okay.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still there?
Yeah, she is.
I'm here. But did you go rub one out?
Did I what?
Did you go rub one out?
No, I'll put it this way. I had a lot of fruit today.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay. All right, man of fiber. I just wanted to let you know it's still not recording. So.
It says not recording. So I'm going to tell you
No.
this one thing. Me and Molly
Okay.
had strong feelings for each other.
What does that mean?
Meaning, she was 18 when this was wrong, but when I was down in Nashville, she was going to come down to Nashville to see me, and we were going to try something then. Me and Molly tried to see each other one other time when we in the first year that we met. It was like towards the end of the first year that we met. We tried to see each other, but I went up to see her, but I brought somebody with me. We were just
what did you bring with you? Was that Roy?
No, it's irrelevant.
Okay.
I brought somebody with me because we were just going to see each other. We weren't even going to talk to each other. We weren't even going to touch each other or nothing. We were just going to see each other because we both wanted to know that we both existed.
Lorne, who did you bring with you? Come on.
It's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant, Lorne, because you went to go meet her and you brought somebody with you.
I did not go to meet her. Just went to see her.
Where did you go to see her?
That doesn't matter either.
That's even creepier, Lorne. You went to stalk her? You didn't even want to let her know you were watching her? Dude, come on.
It was a mutual thing. She wanted to see me too.
So what did you do? Just like drive by and wave or something?
No, there was supposed to be some fair going on or something like that.
You brought your mom, didn't you?
No, I didn't bring my mom.
All right, because that's the only person that I think that you'd bring that you didn't want to mention. So I don't think you brought anybody.
No, well, I know I did, so.
Why did you want to bring someone?
So that way I'd make sure that I had somebody there that knew that I weren't going to meet her. We were just going to go so we could see each other.
So somebody else had a concern about you meeting a little girl.
Not even meet. We weren't even going to meet. We just wanted to see each other.
What's the point? You guys were just going to spend all that gas money to wave after you had been very close and in a relationship that you said you felt committed? Lorne, can you please help me make sense of that? I just don't get it. You're not that desperate.
Just because we cared about each other. At the time, we cared about each other. And we wanted to see that the other one was real.
Did she have concerns that you weren't real?
She had concerns at the same time that I did. My concern was because of what happened with Amanda James.
Didn't you see her on cam? What did you think you were looking at then?
We saw each other on cam, but I don't know. I guess we both just wanted to feel better about knowing the other one.
So it wasn't to verify that she was real. That's bullshit, Lorne. You're smarter than that, dude. Come on, you're not dumb. I know you're not dumb.
But at the time, I was going downhill. I know now that I was going downhill. At the time, I just didn't know how bad.
Right, but you apparently knew because you brought someone with you. You don't want to say who, and you don't want to say why. You're giving us some bullcrap to make sure that it's not an Amanda James thing, but you saw her on cam. You saw her speak. No, I'm not done talking. I'm not done. You saw her on cam. You saw her lips move when she spoke. You knew she was real. You wanted to meet her to see that she had a lower torso. You knew she was real. You wanted to verify what? If you don't want to meet up or hug or kiss or give a high five, it doesn't make sense. And Judge Judy's law, if it doesn't make sense, then it's bullshit.
That's Judge Judy's law, but it's not mine. It's not bullshit.
So whose idea was it to do this?
I'm not lying to you at all about this.
Who was the one who was nervous?
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember if it was my idea or if it was hers. And I brought somebody with me to make sure that that I was safe. That
What
I
did you
could be
think was going to
blamed.
happen?
I didn't think anything was gonna. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just brought somebody with me for my own security.
So you wanted to make sure that if you had someone with you and you go to a fair, that's like a public place, there's a lot of people around, there's a chance that you could have just been going there. It just so happened that you were both there at the same time, but it wasn't to see each other, in case it ended up like a situation like To Catch a Predator.
No, it's in case it wound up where somebody said something about me being somewhere, I had a witness that I was right there with that person.
Where would they think that you were going to be?
I don't know. I was just trying to look out for my own ass at the time.
Well, yeah, but if you're saying that you wanted someone there with you so they could prove that you were there, what was the alternative? What would people think as far as where you were going? What were you afraid of?
I don't know. I'm afraid of something being said, happening, and not really happening.
Okay, so like if she had said he came up here and we ended up having sex, but you really didn't,
Yeah.
you were afraid that she was going to say that because she was underage.
Yeah.
Okay. So at that time, since you were back in Maine, you were about 35, 36?
And I was at this time, I was 32, 33.
Oh, okay. And then she was 14.
No, she weren't 14. Where'd you get 14 from?
Okay, was she 15?
She's 15. All right, let's see. I came back here, I was 31. When I met her, she was 15 when I was 32.
Okay. So I was pretty close. I try to remember stuff. Sometimes I can't.
Well, I can't remember a lot of things a lot of the time, but there are some things I do remember.
So she was 15 at the time, and you were really nervous about going to actually meet her face to face because it could have been a sting.
Going to meet her. That's the thing.
To go see her, but you didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know what was happening. The fact of you showing up would have been enough. There were guys on To Catch a Predator who didn't actually make it to the house. There were guys that just drove by.
That's why I had
So that's what
a
I'm
witness
saying.
there with me. That's why I
Right,
had
just in
someone there with
case,
me.
just in case you got arrested.
Yeah.
Because you were scared of what? Yeah.
Can't be arrested for not doing anything. No intention of doing anything.
Did you bring somebody with you to make sure that you didn't do anything and get in trouble? You were thinking ahead, and that's smart if you did.
No, I brought someone with me for a witness so that nobody could say anything about me doing anything.
Well, that's pretty much what I said, sweetie, but okay.
So I know that we don't know who this person is, but were they aware of how old Molly was at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
They told me also that I need to leave her alone for 3 years.
Okay.
But then this person wound up talking to Molly too and said she'd be a good person for you to be friends with. Even though she's underage, she'd be a good person to be friends with because she sounded like she was honest and she was sincere.
Okay.
And she was. She was very, very honest and very, very sincere.
So he became friends with Molly too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of.
Was he a chatter too, just like you were?
No.
I know Tony and Roy don't like to be on the internet and all of that, and it's not anything that Debbie and I are going to.
Roy likes being on the internet.
Well, he doesn't like being on the internet the way I put him on there. Let's just say that.
No, he doesn't like that, but I wish I could get you guys to help me get him off the internet because he's going to make a target of himself.
So then after you saw Molly, what happened?
I didn't see her.
Oh, she wasn't there?
No, she said the fair was supposed to be one day, but she got that day wrong. And she asked me if I could stay another day, and I said no. I said I got to work, so I never got to see her.
Oh, okay. Well, why wouldn't you just pick another place?
No, because I couldn't keep staying around any longer.
Well, yeah, I know, but did she pick the fair because it was in walking distance from her house, or how was?
I don't know.
I'm just asking because it seems to me like if you had drove a certain distance, how far was it for you?
It was ways away.
Like what? Like 4 hours?
It was a long drive.
Was it longer than 4 hours?
Why are we getting so detailed in this?
I'm asking you questions, Lorne. Why are you not answering the questions? I'm asking you.
Because I want to know why we're getting so detailed in it.
Because I'm asking for the story. I'm trying to understand things. Didn't you ever notice through this whole time that I ask a lot of questions?
Yeah, I noticed, but...
Okay, so it's because I'm trying to help. Well, I'm trying. I
I
will
don't
tell
remember what I
you.
was wearing
I'm
that day
trying.
either.
I didn't ask you what you were wearing. I'm asking you very specific questions because I'm trying to understand, and I'm going to try to help you understand. And if you refuse to do that, then you're going to be stuck in the same place. And then 5 years from now, you're going to say, I don't understand why. This is trying to figure it out right now. This is what we're doing. So
This
I
is
get that
hard.
it makes you uncomfortable. I know. I know that it is, Lorne. It's not going to get any better if you refuse to acknowledge what's already happened. If you refuse to acknowledge your memory, because you do remember. There are things you're going to remember. You just don't want to say. And that's the problem. So let's get through
Okay,
that.
okay, listen to me, please. Emma, are you listening?
Yes.
Emma? Where's Emma?
She may have stepped away for a second. I'm not sure.
Wait till Emma's back.
Okay. At least we're not reading the chat log, huh, Lorne?
Well, I'm away from one difficult thing to another.
I know. It's always hard to
Really?
talk about the tough stuff.
It is. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Especially when the person that I'm talking to is the one I'm interested in.
Well, you're going to get through this.
Even though I want you
You're
to
going to get
know
through this.
everything, it's still really difficult.
Yeah. I know. I know it's tough because it's something that you have buried and you haven't wanted to talk about. You're in denial about it as if nothing ever happened. And I think that as soon as you do, and you answer my questions and we get through this and you elaborate on stuff so that I don't have to ask 500,000 questions, we can work it out and we can say, okay, I'm understanding this part now. Now let's move on to the next part. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I've never had anybody that I can open up to all the way.
Well, good. I'm glad.
I have you and I have Emma.
Mm-hmm.
This, I don't want Emma taking offense to it. There's still, sometimes it's still hard to open up to her just because of that fear that I'm being recorded without
Hi,
knowing.
sorry,
I know
back.
it's not going to do that.
Okay.
Oh, I had to use the restroom.
Okay. Well, he wanted to tell us both something, so we were just waiting until he got back.
Sorry, Lauren, back, hun.
Okay. Emma, it's imperative that we're not being recorded right now or through any of this.
No, it hasn't been on since you guys read the chat, 20 minutes ago. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that with the messages that you sent me the other day, I had to get my magnifying glass to read it, but I was able to read it. I know that somebody was asking questions about Molly.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's not being recorded because they don't need to know anything about Molly.
Yeah, well, she's a real person, so.
Yeah, she's a special person. She's always a special person to me.
Well, she came out to the community already, so people already know about her. But as far as you're concerned and your point of view and your opinions about her, that's not going to be shared by me anyway, unless you tell somebody else. So don't worry about that.
All right. Molly lived 3.5 hours away from me. She lived in Presque Isle, so that's where I drove was from Cambridge to Presque Isle.
Okay.
Tony was the one that went with me. Tony thought that I should be waiting to talk to her until she was 18, but after he talked to her a little bit, he didn't talk to her very much, but he talked to her a little bit, and he said that she seems like a nice person to be friends with. But he did say that he thought that I still should wait until she's 18 to talk to her, or to meet her.
Okay.
Not to talk to her, but to meet her. But when I got caught up in the sting, Molly saw her and she called Tony.
She saw it on TV.
Yeah, she told Tony, she said,
Okay.
Lauren's in trouble. And Tony said, yeah, nothing we can do about it. Anything else I was said, I don't know. I don't think the conversation was very long because Tony had companies at the time, he said.
Oh, okay. Did you ever talk to her after that? No, because you went to prison. So that would make sense, right?
Prison.
Okay.
Did I ever wish that I did? Yeah, I wish that I did because, her and I had a really good friendship. We grew to love each other in a friendship way because we had talked so much and shared so much with each other.
Okay.
She was going through quite a tough time when she was a kid. When she was 15, 16, started getting a little better when she was 17. Then 18, after she graduated, she was going to come down to Nashville.
Okay. So when you were talking to Kayla, you were talking to Molly at the same time?
Well, when I was talking, I was talking to Molly some. I wasn't talking to her very much, though.
But there was still a plan
Because
for her to come down and be with you.
not be with me, to visit with me.
Okay.
But as far as being, there was no plans for us to be boyfriend and girlfriend. But she was going to come down and visit me. Whatever happened, happened.
What changed the boyfriend and girlfriend thing?
Just over time, things change, and we had to know each other better in a better way, and it was hard to tell what was going to happen with us.
Were you hoping something would happen?
I don't know that I was hoping something was going to happen, or if I just didn't give it much thought either way. I know that I had feelings for her,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that I loved her as a friend, but I know that I had feelings for her. But whether or not anything happened between us, I don't know. I guess I didn't give it much thought, and I was so messed up at the time anyway that it would have been a bad time for her to have anything to do with me.
Okay. So then when you first started talking to Molly a couple of years before you got to Nashville and you were messed up at the time, you had said that you started to already get out of control. What does that mean?
With alcohol and giving things away and doing things for everybody, and really get out of control with the alcohol then through the people that I was hanging around.
So after that first time when you went there was no fair there, so you weren't able to drive by or show up and just see each other. There was no other place where that could have happened?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
I'm just curious because you drove 3.5 hours. The fair is not the only place in the entire town to meet up. I mean, I understand that she's not going to want to say, come over to my house, but was someone going to be with her too?
She was going to be with a friend at the fair. That's what the
Okay,
plan
so
was.
she was going to be with a friend. Okay. So I'm wondering why there weren't additional plans made to say, okay, the fair is actually not today, so we're going to go to the mall or we're going to go to McDonald's and we'll be out front and then you can just drive by.
I don't know. We just haven't planned it.
Okay. Well, that seems like a waste of a trip.
That's what we planned on. And it wasn't my fault and Tony's fault that it wound up being the next day.
No, it wasn't your fault, but I'm saying that seems like a really small detail. And since you drove all the way there, do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, why didn't I have an alternate plan? I don't
Well,
know.
why
Just going
even
by what she
even
said.
if you didn't?
She was lived in
Okay,
that
so
area, so she knew when the fair was. So that was the
yeah,
plan.
but
I figured she knew the date.
did you have her phone number so that you could figure something out if it wasn't going
No,
to
she
work
always
out or
called.
something?
No, she always called me.
Okay, so you didn't have any way of calling each other when you got up there?
No, she had a way to call me because I had a cell phone back then.
Okay. Did she blow you off?
No, I don't believe she did. She asked me if I could stay another day because the fair didn't start till the next day, and I believe her.
Okay. So I guess it just kind of blows my mind that there wasn't an alternative. That's all.
No, nothing I could do about it.
Well, I
There was
mean,
no
you were the
ultimate plan.
adult. You could have
Yeah,
had.
but I just figured she was in that area, so she knew when it was. So I never thought of any alternate plan.
Man, two dummies making plans.
Smart ass.
So did you ever see her at any other time?
No.
Okay. But you stayed in contact with her.
Yep.
Okay. So at the very beginning, and again, I'm kind of stupid sometimes, so I kind of reiterate things and stuff like that. But so when you first started talking in this country music room, you would sing the songs that she liked and you were talking privately. When did it turn into like a boyfriend girlfriend thing? Did it happen quick?
And I don't know. I don't remember. When you ask me them questions, I don't remember because it was so long ago, and it's not like
Okay.
I marked it down on a calendar.
Right. But at the time when you were going to go see her, when you drove up there to see her at the fair, you had already been talking like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, for probably over a year, probably.
Oh, okay.
We had just talked with each other for just regular talk, like 6 months or so.
Okay, so you're saying that you talked for 6 months and then it became romantic, or what do you mean by regular talk?
But, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think that's what it happened because I remember we had talked for a while.
Okay. When you guys were talking like boyfriend and girlfriend, were you talking about romantic things, like what you guys, would want to do on dates and stuff like that?
Yes, I don't remember. I mean, we weren't going to go on dates
Okay.
then. We weren't going to do anything until she was 18.
Okay.
But that's when we decided that 3 years is too long to wait because she still had her high school years that she had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked, and it was better that we just stay friends.
Okay. And this was after Amanda James, right?
Yeah.
How old was Amanda James?
She was 28 when I met her. She was
Okay, she was
28, and I was
28.
28.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, she was 28 and I was 30, I think. No, she was 28 and I was 28.
So you're both 28.
Yeah, I think so. We were around there.
And then when you came back and there was no more Amanda James and you
Oh,
had
when I
met
came back,
Molly and then...
when I came back, there was
Mhm.
Amanda James. There was Amanda James for like, Christ, probably 8 months after.
And that was with you being boyfriend and girlfriend with her, right?
Yeah.
And then things were exposed and you found out that she was really a man.
No, she wasn't really a man.
That's my
Smart
theory
ass.
anyway.
Smart ass.
But you
No, she
found
was.
out that she wasn't who she said she was. And then you were
Right.
talking for 6 months after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then there was Melissa.
And there was Melissa. Melissa was sometime at the same time Molly.
Okay.
I met Molly before I met him, so.
All right. And then Melissa.
I got the chat. I got the chat marked where we stopped, so that's enough for the chat tonight because we're
Okay.
talking about this
That's
now.
fine.
So
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. No problem. I think this stuff is just as important as the chat.
Yeah, I think so too, Lauren, because one of the things that I think is the most important that you're able to get from this is to see back then you had patterns that you repeat to this day. And if you're able to now recognize them or even the antecedents or the build up to that, you can stop something before it happens now. And that's why I think it's important to go through this. And it's not anything that anybody's going to know about or bring up or throw in your face later. Um, I just think it's important for you to know that, hey, this was not a one-time thing. I do have a bit of an interest in something I really shouldn't. And denying that you did for so long was not doing you any favors, hun. Once you admit it, then you can take power over it. It's no longer going to rule over you. And that's what I want from this for you.
well, I want that too. I'm happy that it's you two that I'm doing this with. It's so nerve wracking that it bothers me.
I know it's nerve-wracking. I understand. But we're both here to help you kind of navigate a lot of the stories that you've kept hidden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the lies that I tell.
Yeah. I know you don't
Uh,
want to tell those anymore.
it's really nice that I have two people that I can talk to and open up to.
Mhm.
I don't like hiding things. I never have liked hiding things. I've never liked lying.
No, it's a huge burden
Yeah, it is.
because as soon as it comes out of your mouth, and you know that you're going to have to now remember it and you're going to have to just keep repeating it. And that's why I think so many of the stories that you've been telling over the course of these years sound exactly the same, is because you've pretty much memorized a couple of details and you keep hammering away at them.
Well, I don't want the world knowing my business all the time either. It's annoying. It's irritating. It drives me nuts.
Okay, so we've talked about a couple of different people that you've had romantic feelings for, and it was a little bit scary for you because you knew that they were underage and you were a lot older.
Yeah.
Do you think that there was ever a time when you were feeling comfortable in front of your camera and you wanted to show
No.
them how you were feeling about them?
Was there ever a time that I was feeling comfortable? No.
In front of the camera?
Mm,
And this
what do you mean?
is what I mean. So take a deep breath and I'm going to ask you again. Okay?
Okay. Tell me what you mean by that.
When did you ever expose yourself? Were you ever naked?
Yes, I was a couple of times,
Okay.
but they didn't always see.
What do you mean they didn't see?
Meaning they saw my face. They
Oh,
saw that I
okay.
didn't have a
So it was
shirt
on
on.
your face. Okay. And then what would make you, on the other times, make you show your penis?
Mm, I don't know. We were just talking about it. And yes, that was when we were interested in each other. What? We were just friends. We were
Okay.
just friends, and it was nothing but friends.
Was it kind of a situation where you would get up for more coffee or something, and so you would
No,
get up and that's how they would, by accident,
no,
see it?
no,
Okay.
no.
Did they have sexual conversation with you too?
Mm, a couple times we did, but
Okay.
there weren't very
Was it
many.
ever over the phone? I'm sorry?
There wasn't very many. No, it was never over the
Okay.
phone.
Okay. So you were just
The little
typing
microphone.
with one hand rapidly?
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, not with the one hand. Will you stop putting the little punches in there,
Well,
please?
I'm just saying, if you're masturbating, then you got to keep the
No.
business going while you're trying to type it.
Oh, come on, Lauren. I think it's cute when she does that. She's not trying to hurt you. It's cool.
I know, but it's,
Silly.
it's like she's trying to put the thing in there that I know you were, so don't tell me you weren't. You're trying to
Well,
call me
you
on it
were,
at the
right?
same time. No,
You
I wasn't.
were, Lauren. Okay,
No,
so
I
then
wasn't. I'm serious.
when you were having this kind of romantic chatting, and you probably were showing yourself at some point, right? While you were feeling a little sexy.
I don't know. There's only a couple times that I showed myself. A couple times that she showed herself.
Okay, so she showed herself naked too.
Yeah, and that was at the beginning. That was Molly.
Oh, that was Molly. Okay. So she
She
was
just showed
naked, you
she
were
just showed her
naked.
boobs. No, she just showed her
Oh,
boobs.
she
She
did.
didn't show anything else.
Okay.
And that was only twice. And one time wasn't even meant for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told the lady that I knew. I could tell she was talking to somebody else.
Did that make you feel jealous?
It did, and that's why I had to back off a little bit and think about things. And that's why we talked, and that's when we decided that it's better if she goes through her high school years, not having me feel like she's voted to me.
So you were trying to protect yourself
Yeah,
so that she wouldn't cheat on you with another boy at school or something.
yeah. I didn't want her to feel. Most of it was about her because being that age and going through high school, she's gonna want to go out things with her friends and party and all that stuff. So I didn't want her to
Yeah.
feel devoted to me and feel like she couldn't do that stuff.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I can see how that would be a problem with you too if you're feeling like you want her to be your girlfriend.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything either, and I had already had
Yeah.
my time up doing anything with Amanda James for years.
Right. Okay. So when you were talking to Molly, you were like, okay, I'm talking to Molly. That's going to be
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. And that lasted about a year for you guys?
I mean, her as boyfriend and girlfriend? No, it only
Yeah.
lasted about, I don't know, probably a couple of months,
Oh, okay.
maybe if that even. I don't know if it
Okay.
even lasted that long.
But this was all within the first year of you guys talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you taking
Did
notes?
she ever ask you? I'm sorry? What was that?
Are you taking notes in case you forget later?
No. No, I'll probably just ask again. That's what I do. I repeat myself 1,000 times. I know that about myself.
How about you, Emma? Are you taking notes in case you forget? Emma?
No, she's not doing that. She could have went to the
Sorry.
restroom
Sorry.
again.
No, I'm
Oh,
here. I'm
there she
sorry.
is.
I kept trying to tap mute. I'm listening and I couldn't respond. But yes.
No. Are you taking notes too, in case you forget later, Emma?
What am I gonna know? You know what I do? I have a Google Assistant on my phone, so I tap a button and I'll say remember like a date and a time. And then it will notify me 1 day ahead and then it'll notify me 2 hours ahead. Just
There
so,
you go.
yeah.
2 hours ahead of what?
Of the appointment time or whatever it is, whether I'm, putting pizza in the oven or expecting my next menstruation cycle.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
I could pass on that one.
Well, she's just letting you know.
He might be my best friend, but I could have passed on that one.
Well,
Okay.
some things you can schedule ahead of time. So yeah, I put that in there. I think you should get one of those, Lauren. If you ever get a smartphone,
Yeah.
remind yourself to pay bills and make sure you check to see if you wiped your ass right.
I can do that one on my own.
All right, that's true.
Yeah, if I ever get a smartphone again.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is really good, Lauren. Do you feel better?
So I feel better. I feel better knowing that
Yeah.
you two know. I feel better knowing that
Okay.
you two know that I can talk to you about things. It's
Okay, good.
really hard for me to talk about this stuff because so much you guys feeling
As long as
vulnerable.
you, as long as you know that if we ask you a question and you sense maybe frustration in our voices, or if we're asking you too many questions about something and you're starting to get suspicious, you need to know that we're not doing this so we can get the info and go throw it up online. You need to know because you need to know. And you won't know unless you say it out loud in front of people. Just like the reason that you didn't want to let us know who went along with you. I
I
just,
didn't, because didn't want to. I didn't want to bring him into it at all. That
right.
was really
Mhm.
that was something that was really irrelevant.
Well, it
I
wasn't
didn't.
really though, because you know what it does? It lets you know who perhaps you might have trusted too much, or somebody you had a good reason to put trust in because of their decision making. And then you can choose accordingly. Because remember, we're analyzing and helping you analyze and recognize your patterns. So you can use that knowledge and wisdom to make healthier and wiser choices with more positive consequences for you in the future. You
Yeah.
need to say these things out loud, and I know that you like to have sometimes people help you take apart your thoughts. This is a time when you are going to feel uncomfortable, but it's important that you continue to do what you did and go along with it, because unless the hard questions are asked, and sometimes it might not even be relevant, but you know what, we came across something today. Just because Debbie thought she'd ask you a quick question, we came across something today that I'm sure you're going to be thinking about all day tomorrow and days thereafter, because it's so poignant and important that you recognize that this actually was a pattern and you might actually have an interest that's dangerous. And then you can choose what to do with your attention if an opportunity comes up in the future, like you get another fan letter, or let's say you're off of supervisory, off of probation, and the world's your oyster, and your ex-girlfriend's daughter sees you and winks at you. I mean, you have to be able to process this, and I'm glad that you are cooperating even when it's tough. But I assure you, this is not so we can get information to talk shit to you in the future, to put it up online because people are asking. People are asking in comments. Let them wonder. But it's important that you talked about Molly, because that's some fucking bullshit, dude. And I'm glad that you know about this so you don't do that again. I don't want to
It's
beat you
very
up.
hard to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like the message I sent to you yesterday, Debbie.
What was that?
The
You
one
send a
where
lot of messages.
yeah, I know. The one where I told you that I wish I could just hug you right now.
Hmm.
Hug you for a long time right now. And you told me. I wanted to talk
Right.
so bad, but I was trying to put the thoughts in my head, and it's frustrating when I don't have somebody tell me help me think it all through.
I know that it is hard, just like with what Emma was saying. It's about preparing yourself for the future. And if you have this little inkling inside of yourself that you're still curious about, the types of things that were exciting you before when you were talking to Molly and Melissa and then Kayla and whoever,
No,
that,
I want
well, no, I
I
don't
want
want
to
you to
be
say no. I want you to let me finish. I want you to let me
right.
finish. That is the type of stuff that makes me nervous when you decide that you don't want to explain things, when you start to get defensive and you shut down and you start going into denial, saying, no, 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 I didn't do that. I didn't want that. I'm not attracted to them, any of that stuff. Because if you were to go back onto social media, on YouTube, if you were to have access to your comments and emails and things like that, you haven't demonstrated that you have any control and that you have any grasp on what was happening before when you got into trouble. So when you don't do that, there's a high likelihood that it's going to happen again because it hasn't ever been resolved. So that's what Emma is talking about. And I think it's really good advice to keep pushing forward, making sure that you're really processing this stuff and getting a better understanding. And I think that when you received that assignment in class that said, what do you need in order to not sexually abuse again? You're going to be able to answer that question. Say, what do I need? Is it, I can't go on the internet. I can't have access to social media. I don't want that temptation because I can't control myself. If someone is engaging with me favorably and is a female, then it's very likely that I could be attracted to her and I could feel romantic feelings, especially if she's expressing those to me. And then the things that should be popping into your mind, like how old is she? I need to make sure, she's however old. Those things are going to fly out the window because you're going to be blinded, like she's talking about me in a nice way and I really love the attention. Oh, she's only 16. How can we go about this so that nobody knows? And then you end up going down the same road. So you have to answer those questions really honestly, and that's why it's really great that you are being honest with these situations that you're talking about. And you continue to be honest. These are the types of answers that they're looking for in your class. They're not looking to get information from you. They're not looking to have you incriminate yourself in some way. It's a matter of getting you in a position where you are going to be safe in society on your own, and society is going to be safe with you. You can't do that if you're not answering the questions properly, if you're not processing the therapy properly.
Well, see, it's like now,
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire at all to be around kids. I don't think about them that way. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I purposely try to get away from kids as far as I can,
Mm-hmm.
which is sad because
Mm-hmm.
I used to love kids, and I used to love playing with them and even little kids. Even when I was a kid, I used to love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. You've mentioned that before. I think that it's good that you don't want to be around kids.
Now it's like if I do something for kids, it has to be from a distance, and I have to do it through somebody else, so that way my name's not attached to it. And,
yeah.
It's well, that's one of the things from St. Jude's affected me so much because I've donated to St. Jude's before, and I want to do things for kids. And if I do anything for kids now, it has to be for somebody else.
Okay. Well, that's probably a good thing. That's a good thing, Lorne.
Well,
I think it protects you.
Thing,
yeah. It protects you and it protects them too. And I'm not saying that you're looking to, engage in sex with every kid that you see. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's good because those types of barriers need to be there. And those are the types of barriers that you need to identify that you can include in your life so that everyone is safe, including you, so that there's no question, so that there isn't anything that could possibly happen.
That's what I want. I don't want there to ever be any question about me and kids.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Why I keep my distance.
Right. And so that's why I think if you do go on the internet again, I think it's really dangerous for you to engage with people.
You want me to be honest about the internet, about me and the internet? I really don't want to. I really don't want to go on the internet again. I'd much rather have you and Emma do it for me.
Okay.
Whatever has to be done on it, like putting my videos up on it, shit like that. I really don't want to go on it myself.
Then don't do anything.
Debbie, you already know all my information that needs to be known for anything to happen on there. So.
Right. But then don't do anything. You're not required to be on the internet. You know that, right?
I know, but the thing with my computer, the reason I want my computer back is that's how I made my songs. That's how I made my videos for my songs for my computer.
Well, but you can make your songs for yourself. Why do you have to go on the internet if it's going to be something that's harmful to you?
Well, I don't have to. That's why I'm saying. That's why I was talking to Emma before. And I said, if I have my computer back, then I can make my songs again, and I can send them to you or her, and you guys could do that. Put them on the internet. On YouTube.
But why do they have to be on the internet?
Well, because I can make money off of YouTube. If I can make money, money somewhere,
Well,
something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, but I mean, look what happened last time when you tried to sell stuff, and make money off of the internet. It completely backfired.
I do think that
Yeah,
you
but
could be, Lauren, you could start doing celebrity endorsements once you get off probation. Put your voice on one of those websites where people can give you $50 and you'll say, Merry Christmas, ho, 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 Lauren Tommy Chong, the thing you do.
oh, I just meant, when people click on the video and watch the song.
Hey, Lauren, you don't know about this, but they have websites that you can go to that have celebrities on them, and you can buy a message from them. So you could go to, click on Sylvester Stallone or something if he happens to be on there, and he can say, "Hi, Lauren," Adrian, or whatever you wanted to say, and you pay him for that, and he just does like a little message for you. But yeah, I mean, so if there was something like that, that would be even more. I mean, because I don't know anything about YouTube and like how much you need in order to make money on there, and Emma would know a lot more about that. But I'm just saying that there's other things that you can do, but I think exposing yourself to social media is going to be a problem. I don't think you have the ability to suppress the urges to interact with people.
If you're going to go online, you need somebody to do everything for you. You need a middleman because I don't think it'll turn out well. You might want to.
I don't either, because Debbie's right. I'd want to interact with them, and I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think so either, but I think it might be cool if you put out like an Ask Lauren blog, like a Dear Abby, but it'll be Dear Cod.
God.
I swear, I'm not even joking. It sounds like a joke. That you've been through a lot. I think it'd be cool to hear some of the advice you'd give. It could be like, the duel. What was it?
It was like Dear Abby. Wasn't there Dear Abby and Dear something? I don't remember.
Yeah, you're right. I don't recall the other person's name, but it could be like that. Like Lauren could give the advice of one, and then you could give the good advice. It'd be great.
Yeah.
No, but I really think that'd be cool, Lauren.
Maybe we should wait to find out what happens with the Stallone thing and.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to jump the gun. I think you're right. It would be wise to see how everything else is received, especially right now, and then you can start making your plans. But you know what? I think you have a marketable name, and as long as you stay as separate from the process, of interacting with the consumers, if you do that through somebody else, I think that it would be something to look into, something interesting anyway.
Well, you two would be the only ones that trust with it anyway. So, it'd be you two in charge of it. You two would have to be in charge of it. Debbie knows all my information, and
okay.
And that made you know everything about me. So, actually, you both know everything about me.
Okay, cool. So, and I'm not gonna keep going back to stuff. I just wanted to get a little bit of clarification, and then we can move on from something. Okay.
Okay.
So now that we've gotten a lot of truth, on some things that you weren't feeling comfortable with, and so I wanted to ask a little bit about Melissa.
Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa was 16. I think she was 16.
Okay. Okay.
And she was feeling really down about herself when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wanted her. And she kept saying she was ugly and all that. And she showed me a picture of her, and I told her that I said, "You're not ugly." I said, "You're a beautiful girl." I said, and there's some boy there at school that likes you, that's just probably too shy to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I said that to her. And it just became friends from there. There was never really that much sexual stuff between me and Melissa.
Okay. Did you feel like she was your girlfriend at some point?
No.
Okay. So then what was the sexual stuff?
What was what?
What was the sexual stuff? You said there wasn't a lot of sexual stuff.
Yeah, we just talked sexually a little bit. And I showed myself to her a time or two.
When you were naked?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that while you guys were talking about sexual stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. When she ended up coming over to your house,
yeah,
what happened there?
I was drunk. Todd was drunk.
Okay.
She had a pregnant girlfriend girlfriend with her, and we just talked.
Did Melissa get drunk too?
No.
Oh, she didn't.
Todd,
So
Todd
the
was
two
actually
boys
2
were
years older.
drunk and that was it.
Yeah, Todd was actually 2 years older than Melissa because Todd was 21. She was 19 when her and her girlfriend came over.
Okay, so you talked to each other for 3 years before she came over?
Yeah.
Why do you think it took that long?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just did. I really planned it.
So what made you want her to come over that night?
I didn't even know that she was coming over that night.
How did that happen then?
Her and her friend showed up.
Oh, you had given her your address before?
My address, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told her if she ever wanted to come over, then she could. I gave her my address,
Okay.
and I guess she wrote it down.
And she just showed up one day. But you guys were still talking at that point.
Yeah, we were still talking at that point. We didn't talk much after that because it wasn't long after that she moved out to Wisconsin or Montana, somewhere out there.
And then what were you feeling when she came over? I mean, did you want to kiss her or something? Like you had already had these. Okay.
I gave her a hug. She gave me a hug. I even gave her friend a hug.
Okay.
But I felt awkward because I didn't know if she was going to show up, and me and Todd were drunk.
So after you had a chance to see her, did you have any romantic feelings for her?
No.
No? You don't want to get anything going, maybe?
No.
Okay. All right. Were there ever any times? Go ahead.
I felt really bad for her when I first met her.
Yeah.
She felt so down about herself.
Yeah.
And I was happy to be there for her when she needed somebody to talk to. Because I helped her through a lot of crap. She was going through a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Only this crap had to do with herself and how she felt about herself and things that she was doing. And she was a nice girl too.
Had you ever come across anyone that you were talking to that was, around Molly's age or, something like that where...
Was there anybody else
that
was underage that I talked to? Is that what you're trying to ask me?
Yeah.
No, that was just them two.
So was it because they approached you somehow, or did you approach them like you did to Kayla?
I don't remember who approached who. I think Molly messaged me first. I think she messaged me first.
Okay.
I think I met Melissa in the country music room too. I don't remember that one. I don't remember exactly how we met, but those are the only two anyway.
Okay.
Before Molly was Amanda, and Amanda was the first one I've ever been on the internet with.
Okay. So when you were talking to Amanda, even though you say that you didn't date anyone during that time or anything, were you still going into the chat rooms, maybe under a different name or something like that?
Nope.
No, nothing at all?
No, not that I remember.
Okay.
I don't know. I might have gone in the chat rooms. I don't know. I don't remember if I did or not. I didn't really spend a lot of time on the internet except for talking to Amanda when I talked to her. Because I'd be working or I'd be spending time with my nieces and nephew.
What about the time when she said her messenger wasn't working? Remember that? And she could only go through email. Did you still use your messenger during that time and figure maybe, okay, she can't see me, so
no,
I'm going to start going into chat rooms and stuff?
No, because I had my nieces and nephews a lot of the time. So when she sent me an email, if my nieces and nephew weren't there and we were emailing back and forth to each other, then I'd sit there and keep looking and see when her email come in. And that was actually towards the end before I left Washington State to come back to Maine, because that happened. Oh, let me see. There was like a week or two that I had hardly heard anything from her at all. So I figured something was going on with her, and that's when I decided that I think it's better if I move back to Maine so I can be closer to her so that we can see each other.
And then you drove through Pennsylvania and never saw her.
Yeah, I drove to Pennsylvania and never saw her. We drove through the town that she lived in and never saw her.
Right. Okay. And then there was Vanessa.
Vanessa was 21 or 22. I think she was 22 when I met her.
And how did you meet her?
I think that was through country music room.
Okay. So you were slaying all the ladies in the country music room.
Evidently. Oh, sorry. I guess I was.
Yeah. All
Sorry
right.
about that.
That's okay. Um, so again, we're gonna be completely honest, and I really appreciate that you are. So if Vanessa happened to be a little bit younger, that's okay too. I just want you to know that.
Vanessa was not younger.
Okay.
Vanessa had even talked to Mom and Mom's friend Mel.
Okay.
She phoned us
All
7 different
right.
times. She even told Mom and Mel that she would be up.
Yeah.
Still never showed up. That crushed me.
Yeah. Well, you said
Really.
that she was from New York, but she had a West Virginia phone number.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
That crushed me because I really had feelings for her.
Mhm.
I talked to her a lot on the phone, and
Mhm.
it was a tough one.
Yeah.
Because before her, I had never spent that much time on the phone with anyone,
Oh, okay. So
including
that's where your addiction started.
including Amanda James. I
Okay.
never spent that much time on the phone with her.
Yeah.
So most of the time that we were on the phone, she called me while I was working, and we talked maybe maybe a half hour then, but that would be it. And the rest of the time was on instant messenger. And,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So with Vanessa, that kind of sparked your interest in talking on the phone all the time.
Yeah, I guess it did. It
Okay.
didn't dawn on me. Huh.
Did you ever ask her why she never decided to meet you, or did she just disappear?
No, I asked her why. I don't remember what her reasoning was.
Was it because she had a tiger to feed?
Yeah, it must have been.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else that you think you want to kind of go over? Anything you're confused about? Things that you're uncomfortable about that we can talk about?
We can listen to a phone conversation.
No, I don't want to listen to a phone conversation right
No?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
no phone conversation right now.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, but we're going to have to do it eventually, okay?
Yeah, I know we'll have to do it eventually. I just
All
don't
right.
want to do it right now.
We don't have to. It was just a suggestion. How do you
This
feel?
whole thing with all these celebrities makes me uncomfortable and
Oh,
nervous.
shit. I can check that. Do you want me to see what's up with that? Hold on. If
Yeah,
that's okay, I don't know if Tiffany
I,
has a problem with that.
I
No.
really,
Okay.
if Tiffany, you're not recording, so you don't have to call that right now.
I know. I just
Yeah, she does.
joke, Lauren. You were supposed to laugh. Damn it. No, Lauren knows that I made up a name for you, just to preserve
Yeah.
your privacy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I really get to make sure that you both know everything that's going on with it.
Okay, there's a Gordon Ramsay one. Oh no, it's just an ad. Watch my new show, 24 Hours to Hell and Back. Ugh, with a link.
That must be where it's giving me a shout out.
Oh, maybe it's real. Okay. I thought maybe it was just a commercial. Cool. Well, that's cool.
Does the link go to the show, or
Do you want me to click on it and see? Hold on.
I don't know? What do you two think?
All right.
I just don't want you to click on it and wind up being some virus or some crap.
No, it's a YouTube link.
5, 6, 7,
Oh.
Fuck off out of here. Get out! Out! I want more, please. Get out! Romantic dinner. More like a fucked up dinner. All three of you are pathetic. You don't care.
I care,
You're
Chef.
way behind and you haven't got a fucking clue.
All right. I don't know why you would post that. Excuse me. Excuse me.
It comes with a little, doesn't it?
Wow. That probably would
Damn.
not be a show that you'd want to. I don't know. Does your mom cuss? So if she got a shout out on a show where somebody uses language like that, would she feel offended?
Mom, no.
No. Okay, good. Colin Raye.
Colin Ray?
Yeah, maybe that's what.
R-A-Y-E?
Raye. COLLINRAYE.
That's Colin Ray.
Oh, I don't know the fuck that is. Sorry.
You know, some of the songs that I sing on my videos, some of those are Colin Ray's. He's the one that.
Oh, he's a singer.
Yeah, he's my favorite singer. He's my favorite country music singer.
Oh, he's in a band.
No, he's his own. It's a
There's a
solo act.
picture. There's a picture of an old guy. He has more hair than you, though. With a
Huh?
desert. There's a picture of an old guy with a desert in the background and black shirt.
Yeah, blonde hair,
Yeah,
parted on the side.
yeah,
Yeah, he looks
yeah.
English.
Like English.
Yeah, just like he has a long face,
What other
kind of a long face.
features do Englishmen have? I'll be able to tell you.
Um, I don't know. I just, all I remember is Mr. Belly from the Jeffersons had kind of a long face, and he was English. Just Colin Ray's face is a little bit long.
Oh
So
yeah,
I think he's English.
you're
I think
right.
he's
I
got
mean,
English
there's
in him.
John Cleese, and then there's Charlie Buckets. What's that? The dude's name? The science teacher. It was a very big wart. Anyway, forget about that shit.
I don't know that one.
I forgot. Yeah, that's not true, Lorne. Okay. Keep up the great work, Lorne. I heard you were a big fan of mine. Oh, I guess you're right. He is a famous guy. Maybe we can do. Oh, let's see. Maybe we can do a conversation about. I think about you one day. A duet.
Hmm.
What's that? Is that a good song?
That's a good song. I don't think I want to do a conversation with him about I think about you. I don't know why you'd say that one.
No. He wanted. Did you sing it?
Huh?
Did you sing it?
Not on any of those videos.
Okay, maybe I read it wrong. It seems to me like he wanted to see how you would sing it. Maybe we
How
could
I would sing.
yeah. Not duet like a duet, but DOIT.
Okay, read it over again, please.
Keep up the great work, Lauren. I'll send you a picture of it. Keep up the great work, Lauren. I heard you were a big fan of mine. Maybe we can do a conversation of I think about you one day so you can do it. Do it.
Yeah, do it. But that song, I think about you. I'm gonna tell you how the lyrics. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like that being in there. The lyrics in that song,
Uh-huh.
that song actually talks about a father's daughter.
What's wrong with that?
I think about you, 8 years old, big blue eyes and a heart of gold. When I
Well,
look at this world, I think about you.
you sang that Help Pour Out the Rain song really beautifully.
But
I don't
I
think
don't know.
it's intended that way. I don't know.
No, I don't. I don't think he intended it that way either. It's just that I don't know. I try to stay away from anything that has to do with kids.
Well, that's cool. I mean, whatever. I'm just reading.
I try to think of how the world takes it and
All right.
it sucks. But
Yeah, there are a lot of that's the only one that has like a bunch of thumbs up. That's how I knew it was a special person. I didn't know that Colin Ray or what was it?
Colin Ray,
Colin Ray. Thank you. I know who that was.
how many thumbs up did he get?
Not very many, just like 38. I just thumbs up
30,
it now. It has 39.
39.
Yeah.
How many of the other ones have?
Lauren, really? Do you think Debbie wants to sit? I mean, Tiffany wants to sit? Just kidding. Here and listen to how many thumbs up everything has. Sylvester Stallone has 598. He's more famous than Colin Ray.
Who?
Sylvester Stallone.
Well, the ones that you send me, they only have like 3 or 4 thumbs up on them, so that's why I thought it was a lot.
Well, yeah, but it's the weekend. So, you know, people, they're out of work.
Oh,
They're just chilling.
yeah.
You know. Saturday and Sunday are huge. Friday night. So tomorrow there'll probably be even more. Oh, I can see how many people are watching it right now. You want me to check?
Yeah.
All right, viewing live right now, 9 users.
9 users.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
for part 2.
It's part 2.
Yeah, day 2. All right.
I'm lost on all that.
Well, no, well, you know, the day 2 of the chat.
Do you think that'd be? Think it's a good thing they didn't really hear the original day 1 and day 2?
Yeah, probably you were crying a lot.
Yeah, it was rough.
So, you know, if that, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad we're past that.
Yeah, me too. I want to go now.
I do too.
Okay, bye.